March 2020, Shenzhen, a sprawling tech hub humming like a giant circuit board. Wang watches engineers scratch their heads over chip shortages as factories idle. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ocean, Washington wrestles with its own self-inflicted chaos. How did two global giants, once peers in innovation, land in such wildly different lanes? That question spirals outward like a wireless signal, drawing us deep into Breakneck's tangled story. China didn't invent the future. It mastered mimicry first, a double-edged sword. But there's cunning beneath the surface and a method to the madness that rattles old assumptions. Wang recounts Shanghai's semiconductor factories in 2018, which looked like mini versions of American fabs, down to the machines sourced from ASML in the Netherlands and Intel's blueprints leaked online. The engineers mixed reverse engineering with mass trial and error. It was raw, sometimes sloppy, but astonishingly effective over time. Think of innovation like a sculptor chiseling a statue. America's Silicon Valley starts with a raw marble block, bold, original, but slow and costly. China's factories start with a cheap plaster mold, refining details relentlessly. This method breeds rapid iteration, learning from every copied mistake and every incremental upgrade. The payoff? In just a decade, China jumped from laggard to challenger in fields like AI and chips. What began as mimicry turned into an engine of genuine engineering breakthroughs, often with a much faster cycle time than the West expected. The game shifted, and suddenly the replay was the new first move. While China was breaking necks in tech, the U.S. government crawled through a maze of political gridlock. This scene from Washington is less about tech, more about systemic self-sabotage. Wang tells about the 2021 bipartisan impasse over the CHIPS Act funding. The left demanded layers of oversight slowed down the release of cash, while the right screamed government, waste, and threatened to block spending. Weeks turned into months. Factories starved of dollars, innovation stalled like a rusting engine. Imagine a machine designed to filter out impurities, but it's so picky it refuses any input at all. That's the U.S. political process Wang describes, designed to enforce accountability but ends up strangling itself. The left wants exhaustive transparency, the right weaponizes distrust. The result is a gridlock machine choking every public project trying to move forward. The consequence? America's chip shortage didn't stem from lack of smarts or dollars but from a self-imposed trap. Essential goods, from microchips to medical supplies, became scarce because the government neither moved fast nor decisively. Meanwhile, China's factories pushed ahead, fed by an unshackled state apparatus. Wang slices deeper, pointing to a fragile core beneath America's tech fortress. The U.S.'s internal conflicts threaten a bigger collapse, while China's system has its own ticking time bombs. Wang unpacks how America's fragmented political landscape erodes state capacity, the government's ability to deliver on public expectations. The CDC during COVID and the CHIPS Act are vivid examples where political theater overrode coordination, leaving agencies hamstrung and innovation unmoored. By contrast, China moves with gangster-like speed. Courts swing closed and open like gates to fund projects overnight. But this velocity trades on opacity and repression, sometimes sacrificing safety, worker welfare, and creative freedom. The question looms, is fast innovation sustainable without trust? Ultimately, Wang argues the future isn't just tech. It's how societies organize innovation. The U.S.'s democratic constraints and China's authoritarian control both strain their ability to build lasting tech empires. The real breakthrough might be a new model beyond these fault lines, balancing speed, freedom, and capability. Back in that Shenzhen factory, circuits hum with a defiant urgency, while Washington's halls echo with procedural ghosts. Wang's Breakneck shows us both the engine and the brakes of global innovation. So here's your move. Next time tech innovation feels slow or broken, look beyond the gadgets, toward the social and political gears underneath. Try tuning those and you might just speed things up. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.